Hi, this is Nathan Win from Inomatic. This is my first of many PowerApps snippet that I will be sharing with you. Today's focus will be inline editing. The scenario is you have a SharePoint list you pull up into a gallery and you would like to make edit directly on the record. So in the PowerApp, I established a SharePoint connection to the org charts level 1 table, and this table has only 5 records and 3 columns: the display order, office code, and office name. So I start with adding a gallery control, and this is just the naming of the control gallery level 1. And within the gallery, instead of the label control to display the data, I use the text box control, and the default is the display order, office code, office name. So the first thing I would like to do is to make these 3 text control view only, and only in edit mode when the user have the intention to edit. Now there are 2 controls here that sort of selecting the record, the editing icon and the view icon, and I want the application to be able to tell the difference which it is that I intend to do. When I click view, this should not be in edit mode because I don't have that intention to do so. So how do I go about doing that? In the edit mode here, if you just say if the gallery selected item is equal to this item ID, okay, then put that in edit mode. Otherwise, put it into view mode only, and let's test that. Edit mode. When you click view, the control is still in edit mode because of the vague statement selected item. So we need to be more specific. So how do we do that? When we click on the edit button, we want to set the selected type variable to edit. This is just to obtain whatever record that we're selecting and assign it to a variable. And we do the same thing in the view. When we click on the view icon, we want to specify, we want to set the variable to just view only, and also obtain whatever record that we are viewing. Now back to the text control, we have to do better than that last statement. We say if the gallery selected ID is equal to this item ID and the selected type is edit, only then we put the control in edit mode, otherwise it's just view only. Now let's test that. View, edit, edit. If we click view, it looks like it deselect the record, but it's not. It's just not enabling the control to be in edit mode. Let's say we are attempting to edit the first record here, but we realize the name is correct. So we should be able to cancel and reset the text box back. If we click off of the record, whatever text that we entered prior will remain the same, but it's not the actual data on the list. And so therefore we should be able to reset that. Let's do that now. In the cancel, the first thing we should be doing is to reset the selected type by making it blank, and we clear out the selected record. To reset the control, we should reset the display order text, the name abbreviated one, and then the name here. So if we do that and click reset, that should deselect record 1 and reset the text box back to this item name. What if we proceed to change? What action should we take on the save button? Next, I would like to hide the edit control where a record is open for editing. The first come to mind would be if the text box control is in edit mode, then we want the edit icon to be hidden, otherwise true for showing it. Now this is fine if you allow the user to request to edit another record at will. For me, I would like a little bit more control. The edit icon to be going away on everything until the user either save the changes that they make or cancel the change request. Only then the application would open up the chance for them to request another edit. That's just me. Whichever way you choose to do is fine. Now for the view icon, I just follow the edit icon. So I just follow the visible of the icon. For the save and cancel, I would like them to act the opposite of the edit icon. So if we are to do that opposite, then everything else would just be visible, and I don't want it to be visible on everything else. Well, if the selected type is not edit, go ahead, hide it. Otherwise, if it is edit, then we show it. Now in this case, we come to the same issues as before. Everything else is shown. So the best approach would be if the selected type is not edit and the record ID that we are selecting is not equal to this item ID, and if either of these match, we turn that off. Otherwise, we display them, and that's why you will see the save button is visible here but not everywhere else. For the cancel button, follow the save button, and there you have it. The last cosmetics thing that I will show you before we get to the meat of the program, I would like to move this right here. So the X is 600, and I want every time I click that, the save button would be appearing. So I go to the save button, and on the X I would specify the edit button X So it will always appear right in that place. For the select button, it is where it should be, and I want the cancel to align to that. So on the X, I will say select button dot X. So now if we choose that, it's appear. I place a control here, a further here, to show you another trick on the visual side. I want this control to be right after the gallery at all times, regardless how short or how long it is. So at the moment, the height is 500, and if you go to the template size, it is 40. So I can specify the gallery height with this. Count row, the gallery, all items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Multiply by the template height 40. And that will always give it a height to perfect size, okay? Now, what if the list is too long? How would the height accommodate that? Because I want to set a fixed height at 500 if it is larger than 500. And so you have to go with the second formula here and say, if the calculated height is greater than 500, then we just set the height 500 only. Otherwise, we use that. And so it will go all the way up to 500, but not greater. So for this control, how do I move this up dynamically to follow the height of the gallery? So on the Y, currently, this is where it is. I need to say, take the Y of the gallery and you add the gallery height and to place it right underneath it. And that's why this thing will follow and stay right underneath the gallery. Now that's all for the visual at the moment. We will now look into the control to save the records when we done editing. Here is the on select code for the save button. I just patch the table or charts level 1. I filter the table to where the ID is equal to the selected record ID. I assign the values on the text boxes to the 3 data field here. Because the order is numeric value, I take the value of the text box and assign to display order. For the office code and name, I uppercase them both and assign them here. Now I take this whole patch and assign it to a var record because I want to make sure if the var record was submitted successfully, that's when I display a successful type of notification with record updated and stay there for 3 seconds. If something went wrong, I display the error also for 3 seconds. Let's test it out. Let's change it back, save, refresh, then it's gone. One thing you'll notice that even when we first put a record into edit mode, the save button is still there and you can click on it and it perform a record update. But in reality, it shouldn't because we haven't made any changes. So let's address that. In the display mode, instead of always edit, I have a condition. Only when the value on the text boxes are different than the data on the record itself. Then I put the action in edit mode. If no change is made in one of the 3 text boxes, that's why I have an or there, then the button should be in disable mode. Let's try that. Upon load, disable, add something, enable, disable. That's all I have for this one. I have next session, we will be on top of this application where we can update the dependent table when something changes here on the main table. Please like this video and subscribe. That will encourage me to continue making videos for you. I am not a Microsoft MVP. I'm just a super user who tries to learn the Power Apps, and I will share my progress and my knowledge along the way. Bye bye now.